everybody. If you haven't been here before, if you're new here, my name is Joe, and this is the Joe is Hungry channel, firmly situated right here within the city limits of Fairmount, Georgia. Before I go any further, I'd like to send a special shout out to YouTuber Nothing But Lag. Congratulations, Autumn. You are now released upon the world. Jay, Jordan, Anthony, thank you for your support, and happy birthday to you. Sean, Mina, Sunny, Madeline, and Brooklyn, I want to wish each and every one of you a very special Joe is Hungry happy birthday. Today, we're headed over to Checkers to try out their latest returning limited time offer. The super loaded Buford burger, last seen in 2021, is made up of 2 large beef hamburger patties, 2 slices of American cheese, caramelized onions, crispy onion tanglers, seasoned fries, 2 strips of bacon, and to be sure, I will be counting, dill pickle slices, ketchup and mayonnaise on a toasted bakery-style bun. Each one of these fully loaded burgers will hammer you with 970 calories. I have the full nutritional information on the screen and in the description below. If you're like me and keep a drink in the car and only want to get one of these burgers, you're going to have to kick out $6.49. If that's not the case, make it a medium combo for $10.89 before taxes in Georgia. Are they going to give me pre-cooked, kept warm burgers as they have done in the past? Or will they pleasantly surprise me and cook these things to order as I hope they will? The moment of truth will be on us shortly when we roll the drive-thru at Checkers in Cartersville, Georgia. Let's see if they can get them hot today.
Thank you for choosing Texas. May I take your order?
Could I get 4 super loaded Bufords, please?
Just a burger?
Yes, Mayor.
All right, what else?
That's all I want.
It's $27.78.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Got my super loaded Bufords. Let's pull off to the side and do the Joe is Hungry temperature test. Super loaded number 1 is 137.7 degrees Fahrenheit. Super loaded number 2 is 128.3 degrees Fahrenheit. Super loaded number 3 is 129.2 degrees Fahrenheit. If you've been watching my channel, you know I like my temperatures at 140 degrees or above. Hotter is always better. As long as I had to wait on these, I would have thought they would have been made to order, not assembled to order. Which is unfortunate because Checkers, Calhoun, Georgia, today you fail the Joe is Hungry temperature test. Now it's time to open the wrappers, peel back the layers, count every single scrap of bacon, head back to the studios and do the Joe is Hungry weight test. Well, Checkers, you didn't do so well on that temperature test. I really don't know what to say that I haven't said already before. I mean, did this thing die in the past because I had to wait a little while, or was it just pre-cooked too far ahead? I don't know. Probably both. So, let's see how you do when we take off for this packaging. In other words, set the chair on the scales. Superloaded number 1 weighs in at 10.55 ounces or 300 grams. Superloaded number 2 weighs in at 10.45 ounces or 297 grams. Superloaded number 3 is 10.60 ounces or 301 grams. Well, the difference between the heaviest and the lightest is less than 10% of the average weight of all 3. So today, Checkers, you pass the Joe is Hungry consistency weight test. Well, Checkers, they don't have serving weights in their nutritional information. There's nothing I can do about that except add them all up, average them out, do the math, and you come up with a price that's really not too bad, not these days anyway, of 61 cents an ounce. So that leaves us on to the next test, the one and only, the Joe is Hungry big reveal. is what it looks like, and this is what they'd have you believe it looks like. This is what you actually get out of the drive-through window. This is what the picture on the side of the building actually looks like. Well, we've seen what it looks like and we saw how much it was. Actually, not that bad of a price. However, the ad photos, from what I'm seeing here, only very remotely resemble what we see. If you were curious about the bacon, I know I was, I have post-autopsy photos right here, and it shows us that they actually did cough up 2 slices of bacon. But the French fries in the photo, looks like we're gonna get a bunch of those. They're kind of lonely sitting over here post-autopsy. And even worse, the caramelized onions don't have any friends at all. Well, that being said, it's time to do the one and only, the Joe is Hungry bite test. So it is bite test, engage. The bread was soft, fresh, and held up relatively well. The burger patties were meaty and definitely cooked all the way through and seasoned well enough. The scant amount of caramelized onions were overwhelmed by the onion tanglers, which they themselves were in short supply. The fries had a slight amount of crunchiness left in them, but really didn't bring any flavors to the mix. Those 2 little pickle slices were tangy and crunchy when you ran across one. I could barely taste the mayonnaise. I know it was there. I saw it with my own eyes. The ketchup was nearly non-existent. With that being said, it's time to roll the clocks back, check on Shadow Joe's condition, and do the Joe is Hungry sneak-a-doodle bite. Sneak-a-doodle bite number 1. Sneak-a-doodle bite number 2. Sneak-a-doodle bite number 3. Boy, I would like to see these things a lot hotter than this. It is very meaty, almost a little dry. I can actually taste the bacon, not picking up on those onions too much. Don't see too many of those in there. I haven't hit a pickle yet. So, now it's time to give this thing a score. If you don't know my scale is 1 to 10, 9 being the best. Anything above 9 is a once in a lifetime experience and almost never achieved. 5 and down is that slippery slope to the pits and depths of fast food hell. So let's go ahead and give this the number that it truly deserves. Checkers. To my taste, this is really nothing more than a mid-burger with a lot of ingredients thrown at it. I mean, you skimped on some of them, and others really didn't add anything to the taste. But it was a good price, and today I was fully prepared to go high fives on this one. However, you screwed the temperature test. So I'm gonna go 4.9. That is my number. This is my review, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.